The Dow has appeared to pull out of this downward trending channel. It's possible that the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq have pulled the Dow up. It does look like there's a breakout, and it does appear that it is on at least average, maybe a little above average volume. Says to me that this price movement upwards is probably going to continue. It looks pretty solid. That being said, channels are oftentimes messy. They're a little sloppy, and they don't always stick with staying in the channel even though they follow the channel. So it's possible that this breakout on Friday is just part of the sloppiness and messiness, and it may resume the downward overall trend. But to me, it looks like it's actually breaking out and resuming the overall bull market trend that we've had for quite some time now. As we zoom out to look at the market over the last year, it's pretty clear that the market has continued going up until back in May when the downward channel started to form. If the Dow can break above the most recent all-time high, then there's a great chance that it's going to continue its upward bull market run. Now, taking a look at Nasdaq, Nasdaq has consistently been bouncing off this super long uptrending support. It broke through this recent resistance, broken through substantially with at least average volume. The Nasdaq has proved to be really strong and continuing its bullish uptrend. I'm going to remove this resistance line because we're just continuing to go up, up, and up. Now, the trajectory that the Nasdaq is taking is going back to a very sharp uptrend. And that can be worrisome because it can't really continue that sharp of an uptrend. It's going to have to level out at some point. So I would be a little hesitant to dump money into it right now, although it's still looking very bullish. But most likely I would expect it to pull back a bit and then probably continue the upward trend. The Nasdaq sits about 8 or 9% above support. And if it continues any type of sideways price action, then that distance from support is going to decrease. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Overall, look, Nasdaq is very bullish and it's making all-time highs several days in a row. Look for it to consolidate a bit and then possibly continue the uptrend. Now, that being said, considering we're about 13% above this last bounce, it just really seems inevitable to me that it's going to have to correct a little bit. So let's see what happens there as it starts to come down. If it's coming down on large volume, that means continue to wait because that means a lot of people are getting out. If it starts to have a lower price action on less than average volume, then look for it to resume that uptrend. And if it does correct, say 3, 5, or even 7 or 8%, and the volume is not that strong, that represents a buying opportunity. That's a classic example of a good time to buy on the dip. So watch the volume and watch how the price action goes. If the price continues to go up in this trajectory and we continue to have pretty strong volume, you could get in, but I suspect it's going to have to chill out at some point, at which case then you're back to watching the volume as the price goes down, and that will probably represent a buying opportunity. If the price goes down on strong volume, then you're going to want to wait and see if it's going to move back towards support and potentially bounce off support or breach. And if it breaches, it's going to breach a long way probably because there's just no other support holding it once it would breach this support. Now, heading over to the S&P 500, kind of a similar story. It's got this super long uptrending support line that has not ever been breached. This most recent trajectory of higher pricing has occurred on good solid volume. So it does appear, just like the Nasdaq, that it's probably going to continue. However, Friday's close is barely 3% above this support. So just like the Nasdaq, if the price action continues in any type of sideways motion, then just by default, it's going to get closer and closer to this support line. If it bounces, golden opportunity for buy. If it breaches, then watch out. It could drop a lot. Keep watching the indicators, and especially watch how the volume is interacting with the price action. Those two ingredients are your best indicators for where the price action is headed next. If you have any questions about the indices or technical analysis, please put them in the comments below and I'll answer them. If there are any stocks you'd like me to analyze, put those in there and I will do a video this week. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to be sure you get all of our latest videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.